Without freedom, our lives would be dramatically different. American soldiers have fought long and hard to ensure a free America with liberty and justice for all. We must always remember to never forget our American heroes, because freedom is not free.
I think maybe the greatest honor I've ever had was serving my country in combat.
It's a belief in more than yourself. It's a belief in the country that you are in, that you reside in. It's a belief in the values and ethics and all those things, laws that your country ascribed to, but more than that, it's that feeling of a higher calling, something that demands your respect.
It's an old kind of idealism that we have to be a patriot for America.
Patriotism is important because, I mean, that's kind of how we get along as a nation, as a people. I mean, you can be on either side of the political spectrum, but we should all have that same affinity to, the country, and basically be able to, set aside our differences, if you will, for the common good of the country.
Since all this political stuff is going around, a lot of people want change. A lot of people want things to be better, and that's a good thing. It's a good thing that people are trying to get things to be better, but we can't forget that even though we may all have different views and different idealisms, I feel like it's imperative to know that people have died, for your freedom.
In a parade, when the American flag passes by, some people don't remove their hats. Some people don't stand at attention, place their hand over their heart. It really bothers me when that happens, but it bothers me more when they play the national anthem and I see that happening, and I see people not coming to attention, removing their headgear and placing their hand over their heart.
I've never had a class where everyone in the room stands for the Pledge of Allegiance, and this is something that really hits hard for me because I am so passionate about volunteering for veterans, and I understand what these people have done for our country. People have put their lives on the line, they've sacrificed their lives, they've been wounded in action, and they literally have given their lives for our freedom of our country. And I think that that's something that our students don't understand. I see so many of these students sitting down for reasons because yes, it is their freedom of speech, but at the same time, our veterans have fought for this freedom of speech, and we need to be taking that into consideration whenever we're protesting, or so to say, by not standing for the Pledge of Allegiance.
From the perspective of someone with two military parents, we can gain a deeper understanding of what sacrifice truly means in terms of serving our country.
My dad, he wasn't there for my sister or my brother's birth, and it's because he was deployed. He's in the Army, and he had to go, and he was doing his duty, and he was protecting us. He was protecting this country. He was protecting what it stands for, and I feel like, with all the birthdays and holidays and all the kids that don't get to see their fathers or their mothers on these important days, I feel like it's so imperative that we honor our veterans, because it's a lot of sacrifice, to sacrifice your family for years at a time, and to not honor them. It's not right. They're putting their lives on the line so that we can have what we have here today.
Our veterans have given us what we have. They are the reason that, number one, I can sit here and talk with you about this. They are the reason that we have our families, that we have the freedom to have our family celebrations, whether we celebrate Christmas or Hanukkah or whatever. They are the reason that we have the freedom to do that. We must never lose sight of that.
Through volunteering at the Veterans Healthcare Systems of the Ozarks, I think the number one thing that I've learned is that freedom is not free. Some of the people that I volunteer with are actually veterans themselves, and they are here to serve veterans too. And it's something that we share. We want to give back to our veterans, and this is something that has become one of my life goals. It's something that I will continue to do for the rest of my life, is give back to those who have given all for our country so that we can have the freedoms that we do. I think it's so important that everyone in our country understands that our freedom did not come at a free price. It did not come with no sacrifices made. There were people who put their lives on the line. There were people who gave up their lives so that we could have the many rights and freedoms that we do today. And I think that we need to be so thankful for that and express that thankfulness in every possible way that we can.
All the sacrifices my parents have made, missing the birthdays and, births and all that stuff, I feel like every veteran has their own sacrifices that they've made, their own birthdays that they miss, their own holidays that they've missed. And I feel like with all the veterans that walk around here, I see my parents and the sacrifices they've made in them, and I want to make sure that I honor them because, that's just like my parents. That's exactly what they had to put on the line, the sacrifices they had to make.
A lot of these people put their life on the line, and they deserve our thanks. A lot of them went and never came back,
They're just very special, and I can't imagine holding up your hand when someone says, I need you, and you hold up your hand and you say, okay, I'm here, what do you need me to do? And that's what they did, and that's why we owe it to them.
It's a lot of sacrifice, to sacrifice your family for years at a time, and to not honor them. It's not right. They're putting their lives on the line so that we can have what we have here today.
Our veterans are America's greatest heroes. We must always remember that freedom is not free and honor them to ensure that their courage and service is never forgotten.